Happy Tuesday, Delmarva. Thanks for joining us on Coastlife. We're your hosts. I'm Paige Marley.
I'm Leah Rizzo, and just one more day till Valentine's Day.
Woo! And cold. It's gonna get a lot colder on Valentine's Day, too.
It was a wet, gross start to today. So
yeah, it's not really giving love. It's not giving passion.
But sometimes, you get those rainy, cuddle, cozy evenings.
Yes.
So, it could go that way for you.
Could be, yeah. It could still be a romantic evening for you. Are you looking forward to Valentine's Day?
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a Wednesday, so it's like,
Yeah, it's a little out of the. I hate the middle of the week, but it's. I was away for a couple of days, so it's nice. I'm like, oh, perfect timing. I'll be right back home into
perfect
regularly programmed schedule.
Perfect. Yeah, time together is always just the best gift.
Yes.
IMO, in my opinion.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Yes.
But before we kind of jump into all the lovey-dovey side of Valentine's Day, we're also getting into a little bit of the spiteful side of romance, or rather anti-romance, with a couple of stories to start you off today. We read this one downstairs to each other, and we just thought it was so wild and crazy. We were like, you know what? We have to share this on Coastlife today. So there was this story about a woman who found out that her husband had been cheating on her. They were married 19 years, and I think he had been cheating on her for like the last 2 years or something crazy like that.
Boo.
With his coworker. And how did she find out? So he ended up getting this tattoo on his chest out of the blue, which she thought was suspicious. She was like, he's never once before expressed the desire to get a tattoo of any kind. So he got a lily flower tattooed on the left side of his chest. So she was like, weird, but you know what? It's his body. I can't tell him what to do about it. So okay, but the warning bells were going off, And she finally ended up going to a work function with him after he had told her. He was like, oh, well, no, I'm not doing any after COVID. It's not like that. It's Liar. So she goes with him, and she finds out his coworker, who he's been working closely with, they have the same position, the same title. Her name is Lily. You guessed it. Same flower on his chest. And so she's like, oh, no. So she starts digging, asking questions. He even got a follow-up tattoo of an ivy covering the lily, which was, I think, the name of Lily's daughter. Not even their daughter. Lily's daughter.
Just break up with us.
Just break up with us. So she finally confronts him. And this is where, I knew it was going to go this way from the beginning of this story. I was like, he is going to be absolute trash for this, because what does he do? He begs for her not to divorce him. He begs. He's on his knees going, please don't leave.
You guys are so boring.
What?
You really are, and you're so predictable.
Get a little bit more creative, I guess. I don't know. Just like you said, just break up with us. You don't have to cheat for 2 years.
Ew.
Get 2 tattoos for people who aren't your wife.
And look, your wife is not at fault at all.
No.
But this is what I have to say to this lady. First of all, if you've been with your man for 19 years and he comes home with a tattoo he didn't really tell you he was getting, my house would be burnt to the ground. I mean, seriously, it would be like, where'd you get that tattoo? Oh, I just felt like getting it. My body, my choice. Yes, but also no.
Right, yes, but I have follow-up questions.
Yes.
And here's how this is going to go.
And if he didn't answer, do you think I would be like, well, my dear, okay. Absolutely not.
Yeah, we start with the watch, start with the plates,
Things would be smashed. And I'm not even joking you. That's insane.
Yeah. But I feel like I've seen so many TikTok videos of women when they kind of feel like they're finally going to confront their man and they film it, and then they always beg. Always. They're like, please don't divorce me. I know I was a piece of trash, but don't give up on me.
For years.
Like, bro, no.
So boring. Oh my God, just break up with us. And Lily, if you knew, you stink too.
So ladies, trust your gut. I mean, I feel like anytime you get once those warning bells start going off, do a little bit more digging. Follow up. Ask around.
Go through his phone. Go through his phone. If you don't, if everything's fine.
Yeah.
But tell him Paige Marley sent you. Go through his phone.
But when everything's fine, he also shouldn't be weird about it. If everything's fine, he's gonna be like, yeah, sure, I have nothing to hide.
Come with me to get this little. I love flowers. All of a sudden, honey, come with me. Oh yeah. I kind of like this anti-Valentine's as two people who are in love.
Right.
It's kind of fun sharing along with you. All of these stories. We did talk too earlier about dating, and this is kind of a funny thing. And please don't take offense. We're gonna give our reasoning why for this. But we were poised with the question. What career would a guy have that would be a deal breaker? You couldn't date someone in this career. And a few came to my mind right away, but I want to know, did you have any that you were like, couldn't do it?
Interesting. I mean, I think honestly, some of my past careers.
Yeah.
I think like broadcasting, the radio side, there are some people that like the schedules, especially if you did want to settle and have a family.
Yeah.
Like that's really hhard to do with a job that's as demanding as it is. That doesn't always necessarily like feel like you're getting an equal cut all the time. Where you're like your time is always taken up at least a little bit by broadcasting. Like, there's no snow days. There's no nothing. Like you always have to be the guy you're always on call.
Right. That makes sense. I would get
and not for life-saving technology.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I couldn't date a news anchor just for the sole fact of like I want us to talk about something other than work.
Yeah.
And I don't want. I don't know. I just think I'd be annoyed by my significant other being like, you know what, you could do better at work.
Yeah.
I would hate that.
Yeah.
I couldn't date a stripper.
I might get competitive.
I would get way too jealous. I'm not about that. If you're doing it, good for you. I just couldn't date that. I couldn't date probably not like a therapist.
Ooh, okay. That's a good one.
I love therapy and therapists, but I think my own insecurities, I'd be like, are you evaluating me right now?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think honestly, like a police officer would be hard for me, just because like my worry would be all over. I would never sleep ever.
Been there, done that. It is difficult.
That's what I don't think. I don't know that I could.
Yeah, so there's all good options. Let us know, or if you've dated someone and you're like, ladies, don't date this career. We want to hear all about it on our Facebook, our Instagram. Shoot us a message, whatever.
That's right. Yes, we're just keeping it lighthearted. We're not going for anybody's like personality as their career. We're just going for just the career.
We'll be lovey-dovey tomorrow.
That's right.
It's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
But does Mardi Gras start today?
Is that today? Fat Tuesday.
That's right. Fat Tuesday. Yeah. Mardi Gras starts today. That's not the only party though we have headed your way. Here's what's coming up today on Coastlife. Coming up today on Coastlife, we're celebrating some of Ocean City's finest with this year's Officer of the Year.
And it's another great debate. Music at work, a distraction or is it actually helpful? We're hearing from you.
And a real-life love story of two people who not only work together, but play together. All that and more is coming your way on today's episode of Coastlife.
Coastlife is sponsored by BB Healthcare, Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, Preston Automotive Group, Shell Brothers, and the Parker Group.
Coastlife, we know love is probably on the brain for you this week since Valentine's Day is tomorrow, but coming up this weekend, there's another way that you can celebrate, especially if you love the performing arts. Joining us from the Lewis Public Library are Rebecca Lowe and David White. Welcome to the Coastlife Couch.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Happy to have you.
Being here. So tell us about Love Letters. This is a live performance that you guys have going on. Tell us about the performance, about the show. What can viewers who show up expect? Because it's not really a full show. It's more of a live reading, right?
Yeah, it's two people reading. It's two people who've been together writing letters to one another for many, many years. This particular performance comes to us from Cape May Stage, Roy Steinberg and Marlena Lustig, who in fact have been together for many, many years, performing on Broadway and many other places across the country, and we're thrilled to have them.
Yeah, and this performance was a finalist for a Pulitzer Prize, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, it was.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So when can people check this out?
It is this Saturday, and it is at 5 p.m., and you can register online by going to Lewis Library website.
Perfect. So. Do they have to pay anything if they want to come?
Nope.
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely free. All library programming is free.
Fantastic. Awesome. Just bring your honey. Yeah. I like that you mentioned, too, that this was in the running for a Pulitzer. What do you, in your opinion, what makes it that special, that impressive?
It's a sophisticated piece. It's beautifully written, and as Rebecca pointed out once, it's been performed by just about everybody who performs, because there's so much. There's pathos, there's fun, there's joy, there's sorrow, there's pretty much everything you'd want in a play, and it all takes place just in a duet with the way the words are put together and the way they speak to each other, and it's all done because it's done in writing. They're writing it and reading it as they perform it, so it really is a brilliant piece of playwriting.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds so interesting. I mean, especially like epistolary pieces, I find very interesting. If you read them, you feel like finally everything kind of fits together at the end, and you're like, wow, mind blown. But I think to hear an epistolary piece read aloud, what does that also add to the performance as opposed to maybe just reading the piece?
Well, it's certainly because they're actually communicating to one another. The beauty of, as you talked about, epistolary piece is that the audience is a part of it because they're drawn in. They're drawn in and they're actually experiencing it as the letters are being written and read. So it's happening in real time. And so they feel like they're actually one with the performers.
Yeah, I think this is a great thing. We've been talking all week, really, and last week about how Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday, so you're not really maybe celebrating, but a lot of people will be celebrating this weekend. It's a great date night idea.
It is.
Idea.
Yeah, a great way to extend the week.
Yes, and like Rebecca said, it's free. Rebecca, what else? Why is an event like this? I mean, you guys do a lot like this with the Lewis Public Library. What does that do for our community?
Well, we try and bring in, this is actually part of our Spoken Word Society, which David helped found, and it is about trying to bring performances in that are very minimal in terms of the staging, in terms of the needs for it. So there's not going to be an elaborate set, there's not elaborate costumes or props and a whole bunch of music. It's just kind of like a stripped down performance that really relies on the text, on what was written, so it has to be really, really good. You know, obviously a Pulitzer, piece is going to be good. And then also the strength of the performance. So they're not relying on like fancy things to kind of distract you from not being good performers. They have to be good in order for this to be a good piece.
Very impressive. Looking forward to this. Can you remind us the time and date, just because I know a lot of people got excited while we were talking about it. So time and date and how they can register.
It is Saturday, February 17th at 5 o'clock p.m. in the Lewis Public Library, which is 111 Adams Street in Lewis. And you want to go to our website, lewis.lib.de.us, and sign up there. So you do need to register because we have limited seating.
Okay.
That makes sense. Perfect. So register, take care of that, and then there you go. We got your Saturday date night plans taken care of.
Fun. Perfect idea.
That's right. Stick around though. Coming up on Coastlife, we are introducing you to not just any one of Ocean City's finest, but Officer of the Year. It's coming up when we get back.
Especially on Delmarva, it is really every day that we just love to celebrate and thank our law enforcement officers, all of our first responders. Some, though, just have a little more, something.
Little something that makes
will.
it special.
Yeah, some we just have to celebrate because they really just give back to our community so much. One of those very special people is on the Coastlife couch today. We have Detective First Class Amy Katowski with us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I appreciate it.
Yes. So you are with the Ocean City Police Department, and guess this, you guys. Officer of the Year, right here. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. So first, I just want to know, what does it mean for you to get that title, Officer of the Year?
So I'm really appreciative of it, but I'm also a little overwhelmed.
Sure.
I'm not someone that really handles compliments well, so I'm learning how to be gracious. But I guess the biggest thing that I really appreciate is all of the people that are, coming to say congratulations. It means a lot to have people that I look up to, telling me that they think I deserve it, or whatever the case may be. So that means a lot to me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background. I want to kind of go before you became a cop. Where are you from, and then how did you get into policing?
So I am from Reading, Pennsylvania, which is about 3.5, 4 hours from here. I went to high school and college there. I went to Albright College. I played soccer out there, and from that experience, the Ocean City Police Department came and did like a recruiting training presentation for us and told us about the seasonal program. I came down there down to Ocean City in 2009. I was a seasonal. Graduated college, came back, got hired full-time, and I've been with Ocean City full-time since 2010.
The seasonal program is a great way to get people interested, invested. A lot of people stick it out and stay around.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat the beach, right? There's no beaches in Pennsylvania, so I came down here, met my husband in the seasonal academy, and we both got hired together. So
we're happy to have you.
Well, thank you.
That's great. So how have you grown with the Ocean City Police Department since then?
So for the last, I've been here for about 13 years. So the first decade or so of my career, I was on patrol. I worked every shift. I worked nights. I worked day shift. I was in training for a while when I was a big fat pregnant lady and they didn't know what to do with me. So I did backgrounds and stuff like that here and there. And then most recently, probably in the last 3 years or so, I've been in the major crime section of the Criminal Investigation Division.
That sounds interesting. What goes into major crimes?
So our detectives handle the higher value property crimes and then the more serious crimes against persons.
Sure. Okay. Does that include, I don't want to get too graphic here, is that like murder?
Yes.
Assaults. Okay, stuff like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Sexual assaults, assaults against children and the elderly, armed robberies, that kind of thing. And then we'll do like the higher value burglaries, financial crimes, thefts, that kind of thing.
The scary stuff.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty intense. What do you do every day to kind of keep a positive attitude and to? I mean, it seems like you really love your job, even though you're seeing some really tragic things in our area. So what do you do to keep up with that?
I guess more than anything, I kind of try and think about the people that I'm working for.
Yeah.
I guess, and I guess that sounds a little cliche, but my job is to make the best of a bad situation. People don't call the police because they're having a good day. They're calling somebody in because probably maybe the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to them has happened to them, and it's my job to try and make it right. So that's where I kind of get my motivation to keep moving forward. It's my job to not only represent my department, but to do the best possible job that I can for them, to give them a sense of justice.
Definitely. Well, you're representing the department and just Delmarva as a whole very well.
Oh, well,
We're
thank
very
you.
lucky to have you. Before we let you go, Amy, I'm just curious. I bet you're going to inspire a lot of people out there. Do you have any advice for someone that is looking to become a police officer?
I guess the biggest thing that I'll say is to have confidence in yourself. I'm a different person today than I was when I started this job. I was very apprehensive, and I've kind of found myself in this profession. So don't be afraid to try something, even if you don't think that you're, the best suited for it, because I may not have been when I started. But now I'm sitting here Officer of the Year and talking to you guys. So I think it means a lot to just keep moving forward and keep doing your best. And as long as at the end of the day you can look at yourself in the mirror and said you tried your best, that's really all anybody can ask for. So
That's great advice. Well, congratulations on all of your
thank you.
success
Thank you so
and
much.
Officer of the Year, of course. Thank you for being here
Thank
today.
you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for keeping us all safe.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
thank you guys.
It's not an easy
Appreciate
task,
it.
I'm sure. All right, you guys. Well, coming up, we have a very sweet love story coming for you ahead of Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And it's a couple that we know very well. That's coming your way when we get back.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by the Parker Group.
Last week on Coastlife, we had a couple of couples in on the couch talking about, their love story. We've got another pair of friends that are in love and they work together, which Paige and I have talked about that we don't know if we could do that with our significant others. But so to kind of talk about the challenges, of course, Rachel and Dustin Parker with the Parker Group are joining us today. We're getting a little more personal today, a little more intimate.
I love this for us and for you guys.
Yes, we love this.
Yeah. Unless we're like, how's it working together? And you guys are like, it stinks. We have an announcement. That would be our most viewed show. But yes, I am curious. I actually think this about you guys a lot, and I've never asked, but I'm like, was there how does it get to a point? Because if my fiance approached me and was like, I have this idea, we're going to start a business, I would be like, no, we're not. You can. So how did this start?
Well, it's funny because Dustin actually got his real estate license almost to the day that we had our daughter. And so I kind of first became his assistant in the real estate business, I would say. Then I got licensed. We started a team and spent more and more time together.
It's funny. Even when we were teachers, we taught at the same school. And so pretty much since we've been dating, there's been very little opportunity for us to be apart at all. We spend about 23 hours a day together at this point. I go to the gym in the mornings and she does something at home, but otherwise we...
Something.
Otherwise our desks are like 4 feet apart in the same office, and we enjoy it.
Awesome. I mean, what are maybe some of there have to be some challenges when it comes to working with your significant other. What are some of the ones, and I guess, how do you approach them together?
I think the biggest thing is just when we do have a difference of opinion, because obviously, with work, we have differences of opinion about the design of a marketing thing or something. But in a way, it actually kind of makes it easier because I know that it's not personal, because I know that he loves me, obviously. But we're very honest with each other and very transparent. So he'll just be like, I don't think that's ready to be published. And I'm like, really? No, I really like it. And we just kind of go back and forth and we work it out. But I think the other thing that makes it easier too is that we're very different personality types. Like I'm very much the operator, the person that likes to do the things and create the things, and he's the idea and the big picture person. So it's easy for us to stay in our lanes, and I think that makes it easier. We're not both like the rock star salesperson or trying to be the CEO or
Not
whatever.
for the same ground.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny, our staff sometimes always says that we have like little whisper fights in our office. So if we're disagreeing over a marketing piece or something, they can hear whispers back and forth.
It's usually a marketing piece if you haven't gathered.
That's so funny. Is it ever hard to separate it though, home and work? Do you ever try to not talk about work at home?
That is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard, yeah, and I think people often talk about like work-life balance, and for us, because we love what we do, it's really not about finding balance, because I think that term kind of invokes like one's bad and one's good.
Right.
You know, we enjoy both, and we enjoy doing it together, and our kids are part of the business too. You know, they come into the office on Saturday morning sometimes with us, and it's just, it really is kind of part of our lives at this point.
Literally on Saturday, Ford was like, "Where's my office?" He's 4. And I was like, "Ford, you don't have one." And he's like, "But I'm part of the Parker group." Yes, you are, bud.
I said the Parker Group is one big family.
That's
before.
true. It really is. Yeah. We honestly do love the people we work with so much that when we walk in, it feels that way. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, especially Dustin, I like what you said about how to like the work-life balance, and I think for anybody that's starting a business with their significant other, maybe not necessarily having to leave business at home, because if it is such a big part of your passion, then you're always going to have common ground there.
And we get excited. We learn things in podcasts, and we want to talk about how we're going to like roll it into the business and incorporate things. So
That's
it does
fun.
become part of date night too.
Yeah,
but,
that's okay.
It's fun.
But yeah, like Leah said too earlier in this week, we were talking to a couple. One couple was together 40 plus years.
43 years, I
right?
think they said, yeah.
Incredible. And then we've had younger people on too. We had the influencers on.
Yes.
And they were saying that they're like, when they do start to argue at work, because they work from home, so it's a little bit different, and they're like, we take a break, and so do you have those whisper fights? You're like, we're gonna take a break now, or you just hash it out and it's what works for you.
I think we usually go straight through to the end. But
Nice.
Just power through, run right with the storm.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like that too. I like that too. And I mean, I'm sure also in like the influencer world, you're working with your partner at home and kind of sharing your life, so it's harder to kind of. I can feel those disagreements might feel more personal as opposed to, okay, we're discussing something marketing, you know it's not personal, and makes it easier to kind of balance that out and kind of go point for point as to why each person thinks each thing.
and we do.
Maybe you would be good at working with your significant other.
I hope so. I think because I also think that he and I, similar to you guys, fill those different roles where like our brains work totally different. He's a like, no, we have to get it done right now, and I'm like, but what if we didn't though? And he's like, but no, we do. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Do you have any advice you want to share for people who maybe they've been thinking of starting a business together or they've been working together? Any advice you want to leave them with?
Well, business in and of itself is incredibly difficult. And so first decide that that's the path that you want to take. But I think for us, starting it together, we can't imagine doing it any other way, because it would be so hard to go through the challenges every day of business and then come home to someone who just didn't really fully understand those things. And so we almost feel like if you really love your spouse, then why wouldn't you love working with them too? And I know everyone's a little different and has their different lanes and things too, but for us it's just made sense, and I think it's made the business part of our lives much easier too.
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Awesome. Well, thanks guys. Thanks for sharing this. I love talking more personal with you.
I know.
It was fun. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, you know that they're the experts in real estate, but it sounds like they got some great relationship advice for you as well. But I know we'll be talking to you guys some more about your expertise down the line, down the road. But for now, don't go anywhere, because we have some more Coast Life headed your way. Paige, are you a morning or an evening showerer?
Showerer, evening.
Showerer.
Definitely evening.
I'm an evening showerer too,
Yeah.
but it's just like, it's the perfect, you had a stressful day, you just wash that all out. And we know that so much of our routine revolves around our bathroom, our shower.
A lot more than you would think, honestly.
Right, so don't you want one that's just perfect for all of your needs?
Yes.
Looks great, feels great, functional, cute?
Yes, and yes.
Well, guess what? You can get all that with Coastal Bath Company. Katie Zarilli from our sister show, Delmarva Life, had a chance to sit down and chat with them. Here's Katie.
Alluring acrylic, deluxe design. Who knew a bathroom could be so beautiful? Well, believe it, because unimaginable upgrades like these are commonplace for the team at Coastal Bath Company.
One of our customers actually did a testimonial for us, and she said that she feels like a mermaid because she's in her shower so much.
Stephanie Garrity is the general manager of the company that Frank Miller started 5 years ago. Born out of his remodeling business, he honed in on baths and showers.
It was a lot of trust and building and growing pains, but never lost focus on the customer and what it is that we do.
And because of that commitment, Coastal Bath Company has become the #1 Bath Planet dealer in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic regions.
I think we owe it to our customers because they support us and they stand behind us. That referral, when they tell their friend or their neighbor, and the customers will continue to make us grow. And they helped us become #1.
It speaks a lot to us and what we do here.
And something they don't do is make promises they can't keep.
We are a production-related company, so a lot of companies can come out and sell you something but not necessarily deliver it, where we don't promise customers something we can't deliver.
All right, we're back in the warehouse now with sales manager Fred Garrity, who's going to show us another way you here at Coastal Bath Company do things differently. So,
yes.
What do we have here?
So this is a spray foam filled pan. This is what we use on all of our installs. So everything beneath the pan, which this is actually the surface that you're standing on, this is completely spray foam filled all the way down to the subfloor. So once we mastic epoxy this down, it's solid. There's no give or anything else in it. Most of our competition is using a fiberglass reinforced pan. And the problem with this pan is, you know, it's got the same great surface. So it looks the same, but underneath it's just not the same. You're mounted by just this thin ledge on all of these cylinders. And when you're standing in a place that's not necessarily supported, you have creaking, you have just like a tearing sound or a squeaking sound that can come because the pan is actually moving a slight amount. And anytime it's moving, that's when you start to have problems with your water seal, because we're using a mastic epoxy, as is everybody else probably. But the problem is if something's moving around, it tears that water seal, where this guarantees us that it can't ever move. So it's all one solid piece all the way down to its foundation. You build it up the right way and you never have to worry about it again.
All they worry about after their purchase is raving about the renovation, which they're doing in droves.
Which, as you know, we can't change. That's real customer reaction. You know, we're close to 100 5-star reviews.
Also giving this place 5 stars, their employees. Crystal Taylor is the call center leader.
They took the time to sit down and train me in every itty-bitty little detail that it took. And in a year's time, they have molded me into the person that I am today.
Crystal was named Employee of the Year in 2023, an honor especially because she believes so much in the difference this company makes.
They're able to they do something positive and productive that does affect our community in such an impactful way. And we are a value, you know, to the company, each one of us employees.
These employees are knowledgeable too, so they'll help you find the perfect bath or shower, whether it's trendy or tried and true.
Calcutta marble is very popular, and the Bianca travertine and your tan scheme is very popular as well. And a lot of people like the Roman block laser etch. However, Subway's still big into effect as well, so a lot of people still like the basic Subway.
Coastal Bath Company can also take care of toilet and flooring needs. They've got a site at the center at Salisbury, and they'll be expanding even more in the near future. Not perhaps what Frank expected when he started all this, but he's excited. Growing and giving to the community, one luxury bath or shower at a time.
And Katie actually said that they did her bathroom last year, Coastal Bath Company.
Amazing.
And it's amazing. She said their customer service was fantastic,
Yes.
which, I mean, that's a bathroom's a big project, you know? So you want to make sure you're in really good hands when the time comes around to get a new bathroom.
You don't want just anyone in your bathroom. Let's be real. Thank you so much to Coastal Bath Company. But coming up right now on Coastlife after this break, we have another great debate for you. We're talking music at work.
Yes.
If your coworker does it, if you do it, is it distracting or is it actually helpful? We're going to hear what you have to say when we get back. It's time for one of your favorite parts of the week. You look forward to it all week long. So do we. The Great Debate, where you guys, I always forget the echo.
It's okay, you don't have to.
Sorry, no, I love
You started the echo, I thought.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I love your dramatic effect. One day I'll get it.
Team.
Exactly. Thank you, Leah. One day we'll have like a professional voice that for us, but until then, you're stuck with us. All right, here we're jumping into it. If you haven't heard yet, great debate, music while you're working. Is it the best thing ever, or is it so distracting? Do you do it? Do your coworkers do it and you hate it? We're going to talk about all of that.
Yeah, because I mean, I actually think this one's not so cut and dry, where I feel like sometimes our great debates have been very like, it is this or it is that, and there is no in between. I feel like this one gets a little bit more wiggle room.
Yeah.
And one viewer, Ian, messaged us via Facebook and said that, you know, kind of same thing. It kind of depends. Like personally, he won't listen to music that he likes. Because it's distracting when you know all the words, you get wrapped up in your performance, you know, you're like, I gotta hit the big note.
Yes.
But like when his coworkers play music, it doesn't necessarily bother him, or if it's music he doesn't know, that's fine.
That's fine. I actually love that he said that because it got me thinking too. I don't play music a lot at my desk because of that reason. I'll get super distracted. Unless it's the holidays, I'll play Christmas music. Yeah. I think that's a little different. But I love when you play music because even though it's songs I know, it's not songs on my playlist per se.
Sure.
So it's not songs I know every lyric to. And it is, your desk is like a few away from mine.
Yeah.
So it definitely is just kind of background noise and I love that.
Yeah, I have had to get better at reading a room because I am usually like the office DJ.
Yeah.
Because I like to please a crowd. When I've got a playlist fired up, I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be one that everybody gets into.
Yeah.
Like I take that seriously.
She does.
And to which it can also be distracting to everybody else's workflow. So I know that sometimes like I used to save it for Fridays or like Friday afternoons, like only when I know for sure we're in the clear. Because when I play music, it's gonna be a party. But for like me personally, it's kind of hard in our industry, like if we're editing or if we're like, we need to hear a lot of what we're doing, so I can't play a lot of music, but my preference is to listen to music while I work. Even if it's music that I know, even if it's music, it gets me in a better mood. But I think if I'm really looking for focus, I know that like instrumental pieces or even like video game soundtracks are designed to keep your focus.
Okay.
So like sometimes I'll fire up some of those.
I didn't think about that. Okay. I'm going to grab my phone real quick because we have two things we're going to look at. The first is our poll. If you go to coastlife.com/vote, you'll find the Great Debate poll there. And actually at this time, 100% of people say productive.
Nice.
Now, little heads up, shooting this a little earlier, so just, you know, that could have changed. But 100% of people love it. And if you go to our Facebook where we originally posted this as well, comments as well say the exact same thing. One person says, needs music, actually can't work without music. She says, music is my medicine, which I kind of love that. Yeah. So I think it's maybe in the background. Let us know what you guys think. We're curious to hear from you. The poll is still up on our website. Again, I'm going to give it to you, coastlife.com/vote. That'll take you to the poll. It's also, like we said, on Facebook. So just comment your little hearts away there.
That's right. We love a good old great debate.
Yes, we do.
But you know what else we love? Shopping.
Yes.
We are going to be taking a trip to Vernon Powell when Coastlife gets back.
All right, at the top of our show, we kind of talked anti-Valentine.
Yes,
for those
we
of
did.
you who just don't love.
It's not the best day for everybody, you know?
It's really not. But today is actually Galentine's.
Yay!
It's a day for the girls and the guys if you want to celebrate just with your friends.
Yes.
Yes. So whether you're shopping for your girlfriends, your guy friends, or your significant other, or maybe you're treating yourself this Valentine's, there is one place that has just everything you could need. We're talking Vernon Powell. Katie Zarilli with our sister show, Delmarva Life, is there now.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Vernon Powell.
All right, we are celebrating Valentine's Day at Vernon Powell, and I have an amazing idea. You guys are going to love this. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Katie.
How you doing?
What do you have for me today?
Okay, here's the deal. You and Jen are going to have been married 25 years in June.
That's right.
That is so amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we thought maybe it's Valentine's Day. You could tell us your love story, how it all began.
Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot.
I tend to, you know.
I don't know if I could do that. Let me think about this. I do believe it was a day on the beach.
Oh, it was a day on the beach?
Yeah, and I remember she was laying on the beach on something like a sand cloud beach towel.
Was she now?
She was. The sand just fell right off of it.
That's just it.
Yes, and I remember walking down the beach and I was pulling my cooler. And it was like this Rover cooler.
Oh, okay.
And the drinks in it were very cold because I had Yeti ice in it.
You had Yeti ice. This is a kind of a big cooler for just you, Joe.
It is. And I remember she was sipping on some wine. And like something like that Yeti wine tumbler.
Really now?
Yes.
Okay, I like this.
And I just happened to be double-fisted somehow. I was pulling the cooler and I had two drinks in my hand. I had a Colster from Yeti.
Wow.
And like a handled 46-ounce, 42-ounce tumbler.
Yeah, filled with water?
Yes, to stay hydrated.
Have to.
And I noticed that she was wearing a vest.
Really?
Because it was a cool day.
That's
and
right.
I was wearing a vest. And they were both from Patagonia, and they were probably both very similar to what we have on clearance right now.
Really?
During our winter clearance sale.
Oh, interesting. Okay, and so at that point, you guys decided that this was a relationship you wanted to invest in.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, she was wearing Ugg clogs or something that looked like an Ugg clog.
Okay.
Like that platform that we just got in.
Oh, like this one?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow, she must have had some cozy feet.
She really did.
Okay, and I know you always know a shoe. Were you wearing something similar or something different?
I was wearing something like a Hey Dude, like an easy on, lightweight
Gotcha.
slip on for the beach. Yes.
Okay, that's
I was
cool.
probably wearing something like that.
Yeah, that makes
if
sense.
If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But because it was a cold day, it was a little bit windy.
Mm-hmm.
I needed some lip balm, and that was my opening line.
That was your opener?
So I walked up and I said, "Excuse me, my lips feel a little dry. Do you have any lip balm?"
Wow.
She pulled out her beach bag, like that bog beach bag.
Oh, kind of like this one.
Yes.
Okay.
And inside of it was like a leather, maybe like a crossbody. Yes, like that one from Hobo.
Oh, like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she unzipped that.
She unzipped
because it's
it.
very convenient. And she pulled out lip balm from Sunbum.
Did she really?
Well, I don't know if it was from Sunbum, but that's what we have here, so that's what I pulled out, right?
There you go.
Okay. And then we started talking.
Okay.
And we both love tennis. And we both love the song. I can't remember what that song was. What was that song?
I don't know, but it sounds like you guys were connecting a lot.
We were.
You know?
We were. Yeah, something about a shot. I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It sounds like so far you were really treating her kind of like a queen.
Well, I was. So I locked in right away. I locked in a date with her.
Really?
Immediately.
You went right for it.
I went right for it.
Okay.
And I decided I got to go out and I got to load up. So I went out and I bought her flowers, like fresh cut flowers.
Oh.
Really, they were paper fresh cut flowers, which are extremely convenient.
Oh, okay.
So I grabbed those.
Wow, those
at
will
the
last you
store.
forever, huh?
They will. So I grabbed those at the store. They're really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed chocolates.
Oh, can't go wrong.
She loves chocolate, like this from Mouth Party Caramels. Oh, yes.
Wow.
So I grabbed that, and then I wanted jewelry, and I could not decide. I started out. Did I want to? I thought about a ring like this from Anya Hay.
Mm.
And then I thought about, like, you see those beaded bracelets from
Oh,
E.
these
Newton?
ones over here.
You know, those are so convenient and easy.
These are really nice.
Yes. But I settled on, finally, I got this beautiful blingy necklace, like this one from Brosway.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. From Italy, stainless steel.
From Italy?
Yes.
Mamma mia.
Yes.
Wow.
And, you know, the rest is history.
That's just it. Wow, that is quite a love story. I mean, when I was coming in here, I was kind of ready to tell mine too, but mine certainly, it's amazing. I'm so happy with it, but it definitely doesn't involve as much product. So.
Maybe that's not exactly how it went, but it's how it could go for you on Valentine's Day if you visit Vernon Powell.
Love that he shared that cute little love story.
Yes, clearly lots to love at Vernon Powell.
Definitely. And I think it's actually great too. We've talked before in the past weeks, shopping for men on Valentine's can be a little hard, but Vernon Powell, from being in there before, has a lot of great gifts for men.
A lot of great gifts for men. I mean,
And women.
especially. Yep, very true. Yes, and I know their supplies of Yeti.
Oh yeah,
endless. And I know that lately they've had some cute like pink stuff here and there. So you know, you get something for the guys, something for the gals. They got you covered.
Yes, go check it out. Tell them you're just shopping for the love of your life. Well, we're not done with Coastlife just yet. We're going to talk about a new country album coming up that from an artist you may not expect.
That's right.
All right, that's all when we come back. All right, well, we talked about it about an hour ago, top of the show, but just kind of a friendly reminder to celebrate Fat Tuesday if you want to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to New Orleans for Mardi Gras?
No, I've never been in general, and I want to.
I know, me neither, and I really want to go. And I've got some friends down there that I'm like, please, bring me.
Yes. Oh, I want to go so bad.
I know, me too.
Maybe
we'll make it happen.
Yeah, there's some ways you can still celebrate here, though.
That's right.
Wear some beads and don't take your top off, unless you're in a place you can. But
that's true.
Whatever. We support it.
Bottoms up.
Yes, exactly. No, it always looks like so much fun. That's a bucket list thing.
It's a bucket list thing for me too. I've actually never even been to New Orleans at all, so it's on my list of places to visit.
Love.
I've heard some great things, especially like in the French Quarter would just be fun to go.
Yes, oh definitely. Hey, we want to touch on something too that we talked about yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
And that's Beyonce's album. We've learned more.
Yes, so I feel like it was crazy because again, like I knew nothing really about it,
Same.
and then I've been trying to dial back my social media usage, so I have been opening TikTok less and less, and I opened it yesterday, and I mean, scroll after scroll after scroll was how excited people were for Beyonce's new country album, and I was like, I didn't know it was a country album.
And see, we definitely have, for the most part, I feel like you and I have similar For You pages, but that's where I think we differ because I haven't seen a thing about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of like people I've talked to have been like, didn't know she released an album during the Super Bowl. She's kind of slid it in there. So I think we're all catching up now.
Yeah.
But let's go back to what Leah said, country.
Yes, country. And
I'm
so
so
far, so
excited.
good, because like I saw people doing their little dances for it, and I was like, oh, all right, this has got a good little beat. I'm into it.
I wanna
and
learn
so
this two-step
I think it's
so
called
bad.
Texas Hold'em.
Yes.
Check it out.
You played it for a bit for me right before, so good.
So good.
Shocked. Not shocked that Beyonce's putting out good music, shocked that she's putting out a country album.
Yeah, but I think
pleasantly
it's gonna be good.
surprised.
I think it's gonna be good.
March 29th.
That's right.
All right, cool. Well, now you're all
Ready?
caught up. Yeah.
You're all caught up.
There we go. We all are.
So we'll let you go. I know that today was not the best day weather-wise, and it's going to be cold.
Yep.
We've got more on that. So with Coast TV News at 5, they're taking it from here. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow.
See ya.